for LowKick MMA, and today I'm joined by Adrian Yanez following his impressive victory over Gustavo Lopez at UFC Vegas 22. How you doing, Adrian?
Oh man, I'm doing great, man. Honestly, I'm still on cloud nine, man. And I'm still hyped up about it.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are as well. So instantly looking at the aftermath of the fight, have you got any post-fight injuries at all? Do you know how long you're gonna be laid off so far?
Man, I just saw a report that's saying I could be out to 6 months, but man, it was just a little. My hand just felt sore, man. That's all it was. That's all it was. My hand felt sore. It got a little swelled up, but it's a constant thing that like kind of usually happens after one of my fights. Like my right hand usually swells up a little bit, but it's not as bad as I've seen it before. Went to go get an X-ray done earlier today, so no, honestly, I don't think anything's wrong. I haven't lost any mobility or anything. Like it's really good. Like I'm good to go. Just sore if anything, but X-ray is gonna X-ray X-ray. They're sending it to the doctor today, so hopefully I get cleared today so I can get that May 15th card going.
Okay, is that the goal then, May 15th?
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want. May 15th, man. Just to be able to fight in front of the fans is one thing that I want to do this year, and now hopefully I get to do it.
Mm-hmm. I know you originally called out Nate Maness. Well, he's got a fight booked, so are you looking at a different opponent? Anyone in mind?
Man, yeah, man. I would like. I've been seeing a lot of people uh, throwing the name Davey Grant out there, and he had a really good showing in his last fight, which to me, would be a good fight for me as well. Like I don't mind that fight at all. Uh, you know, like if I can get that fight, that'd be pretty nice. Anybody, honestly, on May 15th would be good for me. I know I'm pretty much gonna sit back and wait for my management team to throw me a name, and pretty much whatever name they throw me, I'm saying yes to, because I definitely want to get on that May 15th card. I know originally I want Nate Maness, but I don't want to get him. I don't want to get him like right after if he were to fight, like if he's fighting like April or something, because I think I looked it up the other day, because I was like, man, if he has a fight coming up, then man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, like, because I want to make sure I get that guy in a full camp. I don't want no short notice fight camps or anything like that. You know, and then also too, I don't want him to be thinking about, oh man, I can get this Giannis fight next. And then he forgets about the guy he's fighting and then gets hurt. So like that's another thing too, man, because I know I wouldn't want that done for me. I wouldn't want that done for me. So I had that done a little bit for me, because I was already signed to fight Gustavo in November, and he called me out. So every single time I thought about fighting Gustavo, I was like, man, if I win, I get to call out Nate. And literally I feel like it was kind of hindering. Like I was not overlooking Gustavo, but like I was trying not to. Like I was trying my best not to overlook Gustavo, because I knew who I wanted to fight next. So, just so that guy gets the best performance that he can, don't think about me at all. If you have a fight, fight your fight, and then after we can do good. We can square up.
Well, I'm sure if you keep putting on such spectacular performances, pretty soon it's going to be you calling the shots. So, yeah, I imagine that's going to be in the near future. But let's talk about the fight itself against Lopez. Did it go, when you went in there, the 2 rounds of just striking clinic and then the finish in the third, was that your game plan going in, a fight of that style?
Yeah, I wanted to. Well, he in interviews would say he likes to pressure people. He likes to pressure people, and like, yeah, I welcome that. I want him to do that. So I gave him what he wanted, and he didn't do anything with it. So, it is as much mess as he was talking, that's like literally the game plan that I wanted. I wanted to walk him down, and I wanted to beat him up pretty much, like. And I was expecting a little bit more of a him to wrestle a little bit more. I wanted to defend the takedowns. I really wanted to defend a lot of takedowns. If he shot 6 times, I wanted to defend it 6 times. That was my mindset going into there, because I was expecting him to shoot a little bit more, but I was also going to make him pay every single time he took a shot. So to me, I was just waiting for it, but he never really took any took any shots. You know, he did take one, but he came nowhere close to finishing it. So to me, I was expecting a little bit more wrestling out of him, but you know, the way everything planned out, it just like I think I just did my game plan a little too well. You know, anytime he took an inch, I took a foot. So yeah, I think he was surprised by that and surprised by my speed. And I think he was also just looking at everything that I was doing. And like he was biting on all the feints really hard. So he was like, I don't know what he's gonna throw next. And I was hitting him with virtually almost every shot.
Hmm. Well, with your first fight in the UFC, you had that spectacular head kick KO, um, which was a really impressive UFC debut, no doubt. But with the amount of finishes just across the board in 2020, there almost is a feeling like that kind of got hidden with all the other KOs. Whereas this one, you put on a clinic for 2 rounds and then get the KO finish. Was it part of your plan at all to show off your skills first and then show the damage you can do?
Oh man, if I was able to get him out first, I would have done it too. uh, it's just honestly, that's just the way it panned out, man. I really kind of went into this fight with almost like no expectations. And of course, I wanted to go in there and finish him. I wanted to go out there and hurt him. You know, I know in a couple of interviews he was saying he hoped like he was saying that I was saying that I hoped, and honestly, I did. I did hope that I knocked him out because I did know what I had in front of me. You know, I had a tough fighter that has a never quit attitude, and you know, I was looking at that and I was like, you know what, I do hope I get a knockout against this guy because you know he's a tough fighter. I know exactly what I have in front of me. So uh, the expectations weren't on my end. I wasn't gunning for a knockout. Like whenever I fought Victor in my first UFC debut, I was gunning for the knockout because on top of that, I was like, man, I can get a bonus. I can get a bonus. So that was like at the top of my mind. But this fight, I was like, I just need to go in there. I need to fight. I need to fight. It's like I need to fight my fight. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, I'm not going to be chasing this knockout. Uh, and you know, he kind of took that and was like, oh, he's open. He was like kind of trying to play mind games, but in my head, I was just like, oh, I was like, it's not that I'm trying to play like not like I'm gonna gun for it either way if it's there or not. But it's like it just happened to go the way it did, and I just took full advantage of like my striking. You know, he started getting repetitive with what he was throwing, and I caught on really really quick, and literally like his mistake, my my uh my punch knocked him out. So it was honestly I wasn't gunning for it, but it was there, so I took it.
Hmm. Okay, well, one of the most notable moments of the whole fight was Michael Bisping on commentary, making a point that not only do you share a passing resemblance in terms of appearance to a young Jorge Masvidal, but also in your fighting style. What do you think of those comparisons?
I mean, I welcome them, man. They're good comparisons because all comparisons are good comparisons until like it's somebody you don't like. But like I got like a lot of like love for how Jorge Masvidal fights, especially like after like he goes out there. He's exactly the fighter that I like to watch fight. You know, I like to mimic that style and be somewhat of a boxer puncher in there. I like going in there and knocking people out. It's fun. I like to do that. So for me, I just really want to go out there and put on great performance in spectacular fashion. And you know, Jorge Masvidal does that. So to me, that it's great comparisons. But also at the same time, I am Adrian Yanez. I do I do love the fact that I'm getting like Jorge Masvidal comparisons, but at the same time, I'm me, man. There's only gonna be one me, and there's only gonna be one Masvidal, and there's obviously only gonna be one Adrian Yanez. So, you know, I'm here to create my own story, and that's the way I'm writing it.
Okay. So you mentioned earlier Davey Grant is as a potential opponent. Did you watch his last fight? And if so, what did you think of it?
I saw it was with Jonathan Martinez, I believe, right?
Yeah.
It's that, yeah. He can take it. He can take it and he can dish it out. And honestly, that excites me, you know, because I know if I hit him with a shot, he's gonna want to throw a couple back. So I think it just makes for a really great fight, and I'm up for that. Just like with this Gustavo fight, I knew that he wasn't gonna quit, and I know Davey Grant, he's not gonna be the type to quit because he was getting his legs chewed out. He got his legs chewed out, and he still was still coming in forward, and was looking to knock out Martinez the whole entire time. So that's the type of fight I like. I like that type of fight very much. I would hope I get that, but I don't know if he'll take it or if something is going on right now. But I would really love that fight for May 15th.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more from a fan's perspective. Should you get the doctor's clearance and be all good for May, how many times are you looking to actually fight in 2021?
And in reality, I know I got this one. I had fought this month, and then fight May. I would want to get one in August, and maybe one October, and then try to fight one more time in December. I would definitely like 5 fights in this year, just so I can get the ball rolling. But at the same time, depending on how everything goes, because they're just giving me 6 months just off my hand. And I just feel like it's just swollen. So I'm hoping I get the clearance because I don't want to stay on the shelf for 6 months. But yeah, I would want to fight at least 3 or 4 times this year. 3 or 4 times in my world, I fight 5. But just with everything going on, don't know what's going to happen next. I just want 3 or 4 fights this year.
And are you looking to break into the rankings? Is that a goal of yours, or is it just getting those fights in, getting those wins in?
Right now, I know for myself, this is like the first training camp where I've had a full training camp just dedicated to MMA and dedicated to like actually just getting better. So for me, I don't mind taking my time before getting to the rankings, but also I don't mind jumping into the rankings as soon as possible either. It's just a matter of time before I get there anyways. So I just know that I just want to keep on fighting. It doesn't matter who it is, where it's going to be at or anything. So I'm just up for a fight.
Mm-hmm. And how do you see yourself stacking up with those top 15? Are there any fighters in there that you think, oh, that's the fight I'd like?
Man, there's a lot of guys, man. There's a lot of guys in the top 15 that I like a fight with, man. They're nothing but killers, but I know I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not ducking and dodging nobody, and they can't duck and dodge anybody either. So whatever name they get, they're gonna have to fight. Whatever name I get, I'm gonna have to fight. So I'm looking at the whole top 15, and I'm looking at it, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to fight every single one of those guys, and I don't mind doing it either. Like I don't mind it at all. I know one guy who at especially right now, he's the dark horse of the division, and I think he poses a lot of problems. Everybody's talking about Corey Sandhagen, but I think Rob Font is one of those guys that he's the dark horse. Not too many people are talking about him, and I think a lot of people should be talking about him. And man, that would be a phenomenal fight.
Speaking of Font, how do you see his fight with Garbrandt going?
Shoot, that's a tough one, man. That's a really, really tough one. I know I just spoke highly about Rob Font right now, but man, Cody Garbrandt, he's fast, he's powerful, and whenever he has his mind right, dude, he's a dangerous fighter. So that's one of those, man, that I want to give it to Font, but I'm probably gonna lean towards Cody.
Okay. So I'm nearly finished up, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about a certain sponsorship deal that is being proposed all across social media right now. Keep seeing posts on Twitter saying Dr. Pepper need to sign a deal with Adrian Yanez. What's the backstory behind that?
Man, I absolutely just love Dr. Pepper, man. I love Dr. Pepper. It's my go-to drink. It's my first drink that I usually drink right after a fight, man. It's Dr. Pepper. So like right after this fight, I asked the UFC lady who was like taking me to all my interviews and everything, and I was like, man, she was like, do you want anything? Do you want something to drink? I was like, do y'all have a Dr. Pepper? Because last time I came here, y'all didn't have any. Do y'all even have any? So this lady went all around the UFC Apex just to find a Dr. Pepper for me. She got it for me. And I was like, yes. So I had my first drink was a Dr. Pepper. And like going around, I was telling my training partner, Jacob Silva, was like, dude, man, this is just so amazing. And he was like, man, let me take a picture with you. And then I was like, all right, cool. I took a picture with it. and he posted on social media. Somebody cropped all the other stuff out and just put me drinking it for a second. And then somebody else posted another picture of me with it, and like it kind of just steamrolled into something more. And then this guy named David Fretz did a whole graphic with me in the middle and the Dr. Pepper stuff around me. And I was like, dude, this is nuts, man. This is absolutely nuts. And like the traction it was getting, man, it was like, I think that guy has like close to like 500 like likes, or like close to 1,000 between us, like all of us. So it gained a lot of traction really quickly, man. And then I told my agency, is my sponsor agent. I was like, hey man, dude, Twitter's blowing up with this. And he's like, all right, I'll see what I can do. So I was like, so I was like, wait, is this really gonna happen? So it's all like I'm ecstatic. If it happens, man, I'm about to be the happiest kid on earth.
It'd be an iconic sponsorship, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
Okay, lastly, on the LowKick MMA right now, we've just been doing predictions for the Jake Paul versus Ben Askren boxing match that's coming up shortly. Could I get your take on that?
Oh man, dude. If it ends early, it's Jake Paul. But if it goes to the 7th or 8th round, I think Ben Askren can actually TKO him. Just because we haven't seen Jake Paul go into those deeper rounds, so we don't know if he has cardio or anything like that. And Ben Askren, he's like that hardworking. He's just a hardworking blue collar guy, and I think, man, that he's not gonna quit. He's been hit by somebody like Robbie Lawler. Like, he's been hit by Robbie Lawler and didn't go out. A lot of guys can't take that punch, and I don't think Jake Paul hits as hard as Robbie Lawler. So, man, I think late rounds, Ben Askren gets a stoppage. Especially, it doesn't even have to be hard punches. He just goes up to him and just starts punching him, like because if Jake Paul's going to be that exhausted. So, so to me, I would give it to Ben Askren late rounds, but early rounds, Jake probably has that pop. Looks like he has that pop in his hand. So I don't know. I just don't like this. I wish he fought like someone like Yoel Romero, man. Yeah.
Maybe next.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Adrian. And well, actually, I'll give you the final word if you want to give a shout out to, well, any sponsors, Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah, man. Dr. Pepper, hell yeah, man. Sponsor me. No, but I just want to give a big shout out to HK USA. They gave me all my training gear for all my all my training camps. For my past 3 training camps, they've supplied me with gear. Boxing gloves, shin guards, hand wraps, and everything. And then like they've just been really well to me. My management team, Meridian Sports Agency, they've been really great to me. And also I have my own website where you can get hats like this, like Yanez cap. I have t-shirts. A big shout out to my coach Celso Lees, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in this position I am today. And thank you for the platform, man. Thank you so much.
No worries. My pleasure. So yeah, thank you so much for coming on as well. And yeah, best of luck in your future endeavors. Hopefully you get that Grant fight.
Oh yeah, man. Me too, man. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.